gonna take a little trip.
We're gonna stand up a hookup, shuffle to the door.
Stand up, a hook up, shuffle to the door.
We're gonna jump right out and count to 4.
Hello, boys and girls out there in YouTube land. This is Clay of Major Disappointment Models. And today I'm going to issue part 2 of my build of Revell's Jim Hooper's 85 Chevy K5 Blaser. Now, one of the things I hate to admit is that I have not completed a model in probably years. I've started a lot, but I have not completed any. So I've basically said that now I have my own workspace and hobby room out here in the garage, that I am going to try to finish a few models this year. And it's embarrassing because if you follow my channel, I'm a member of the IPMS Tacoma Green Dragons, and I videotape the guys in our club presenting their models, and I have not presented in decades. So it's terrible because I can't finish them. So this kit caught my eye because I have not seen a K5 Blaser in a long time. And I know Revell made it a long time ago and they've repopped it here and there, but it's been a long time since they put this out. And when I got back into the hobby, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago? Nah, not that long. Whatever, in the 2000s. So yeah, maybe almost 20 years ago. Holy cow. One of the things I decided I was going to do is I was going to collect and build every military vehicle I either am licensed for, I drove, I flew, I rode in, or whatever. And it then got out of hand because then I started buying kits that I had and made when I was a kid, and kits that I always wanted when I was a kid, and and I'm 68 years old. So you think about it. This is back in the late 60s, early 70s, when I had a paper route and could spend my paper route money buying kits, and a Revell, like a 0 or a P38 1/32 scale, was like $1.25, $1.50 or something like that. And Testors paints were 1 cent to 5 cents. I can't remember. I still got some of those 5-cent labeled Testors around. So, my collection grew and grew and grew, and now my wife calls me a hoarder because I can fill up a whole side car space in the garage, the models I got. So, going back to the kit, I got stationed out here in 1985, and even though we had the pickup truck version, and I think that was the I want to say it's the 1100 M11 or something like that. It was a Cut V pickup. We had them when I was in Fort Riley, Kansas. I didn't get to see these, and I think it's because I was just a lowly lieutenant and captain, and the company commander, who was a major of our aviation company, he had, I believe, had the Blazer. But we flew everywhere. I didn't ride in a truck anywhere, so we flew. But when I got here to Fort Lewis, and I was an operations officer or something like that, and then later a commander, I had my own vehicle. So I was not just going to be chauffeured around, by a sergeant or platoon sergeant, whatever. I also wanted to make sure I could drive the vehicle in case something happened to the sergeant, because we were out in the field, and something happens, and I got to drive him somewhere. I got to know how to operate the vehicle. I was a firm believer in that, so I got licensed just about everything that we had in our units. So we had these. At the time, they were called the M1009, and it was a Cut V Blazer, and it stands for Commercial Utility Cargo Vehicle, CUCV, CUCV. And so when I saw this kit was reissued by Revell, I said, I gotta get it. So I started the kit by opening it on, I think, the 3rd of March. And one of the first things I do with all my kits is I wash them in warm water with Dawn. And that's what I do. And to me, it's old school, you know, because of some of the old kits used to be heavily oiled and stuff with mold release and stuff like that. And I still wash them. And even though it's gotten better, where I don't know if they use any mold release anymore. You know, I watch a lot of videos where they show the manufacturing process and they look like they come out clean. So, but still, I wash mine. So I did that. And I'm not doing a what's in the box review or anything like that, because if you want to see what's in the box, just go to HPI Guy's workshop. He does everything. I mean, I've been watching him for a long time, and when I first started watching him, there may be 1 or 2 models, and there'd be a leaf blower, a lawnmower, you know, a hedge trimmer, something else, you know, a mixer or something like that. He was reviewing all kinds of stuff. Now you look at his channel, it's basically all models, and everybody's sending him their kits to review. So it's like, wow, he's got like 20 models he's trying to review and everything. He's a busy dude. But in his review, he does an open box and then he builds the kit. So if you want to see it in detail, go watch HPI Guy's workshop. So one of the first things I do is, after washing everything, is I look at the instructions like most of us modelers, even though I got HDD and I skimmed through it real quick. But being a military vehicle, I had to look at what is not supposed to be chrome. And I did that. And now let me point that out to you. So Revell does a very good job of chroming parts. You can see here, they're nice and shiny, you know, and everything else. And these are like the hubcaps, and I don't need that. This is for the light bar right here that goes underneath the clear plastic. I don't need that, so that's going to stay on this. These are the insides of the mirrors, so they're going to remain chrome. But the rest of the chrome, like bumpers, the mirrors here, the handle, the inside mirror, and the rear bumper, they have to be dechromed. And my choice of dechromer is this. It's LA's Totally Awesome. And even though it says, as seen on TV, I don't think I've ever seen it on TV. But I've had this bottle probably at least 10 years, maybe longer. You can buy it at the Dollar Tree store. And I think I bought this for $1. And it was 32 ounces. And you can see, maybe you can't. Let me see. I don't know if I can get there. But in the bottom, there's all this chrome sediment. Because what I do is I take a funnel and pour it back in. So you got all the sediment, all the dechrome parts, or the chrome from the dechroming the parts poured back in. So it has a nice sediment in there. So this is what it looked like. Let me get in close. So this is what the chrome looked like, nice and clean. And the way I did it was I had an old Hellman's mayonnaise bottle. It's actually a plastic bottle that I washed out. And I poured a little of the Totally Awesome inside just to see if it would melt the plastic. Because, you know, this is probably an industrial strength plastic, so you don't worry about it. And I wanted to see if it would melt the mayonnaise bottle. And it didn't. So then I added the bumpers. Oh, and I left the other one on the workbench. These are the mirrors. These are the door handles. These are the inside hubs of the wheels. And this is the interior mirror. And you can see it strips them clean. You know, there's some little bit of shiny yellow residue on here, but you can flake it off with an X-Acto knife. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. I had to get rid of all this other stuff so we can zoom in a little bit. But it's right here in the corner. There's see how it's flaking off? See? So how you do it doesn't take much to get it off, you know. So, but it does a totally great job, and I love it. So let me put this away and I'll be right back. So once everything was cleaned and dried, I started putting his sub-assemblies together. So let me get back out a little bit. So this is the frame, and you got all these little leaf springs and the steering gear box and frame parts. This is to hold up the cross members and stuff like that. You got all these to attach. It's not really difficult. The bad part is that the instructions, they're pictorial, so you really have to look at it closely. And it looks like the frame might be warped, but I can fix that with warm water later on. Then putting the two differentials, the front and the rear together. You know, so I believe this one's the front because it has a steering dampener on it, and that's the rear. And got those together. Got the motor, the tranny, and what the hell you call it? Yeah. But it's for the front axle. So I got all this squared away. Seats, basically the seats are easy. You just glue it on the back. So, and I'm really impressed with this kit because stuff fits together really good. You know, usually with the old Revell kits, sometimes you had big gaps along the sides and whatnot. You know, and this one actually fit really good. It's engineered really well. So, and then we had the door panel. So, let me see if I can get these correct. So the door panels originally went like this. So let me get them in frame. Just like that. Well, in the military Cut V, we had door panels on the door on the front only. We didn't have anything in the rear. And military Cut V was louder than heck because it had no insulation in it. The floor of the vehicle was just paint. There was no insulation, no carpeting, no mats on it anywhere. You know, some of us bought floor mats to put on there just to keep the heat from rising and stuff like that, you know, and try to dampen some of the noise. But they were all metal. And I'll put up some pictures from YouTube. I'll add it onto this, or from Google, and I'll add it onto this, and you'll see. So that's what I got going on with that. I'm getting ready to paint. One of the things on the door, the interior, see if you notice there's a protrusion here? Well, that's the gas filler neck. And it goes from inside here out to where the gas, you know, the filler door is and everything. So I'm going to have to build something, a pipe that goes up to here to the side. So, and I'm not the best scratch builder. As a matter of fact, I'm a shitty scratch builder. So I got to figure out how to do that. I have enough plastic tube and stuff. And, you know, I bought somebody's evergreen strips and stuff that they were getting out of the hobby, or they passed away. I can't remember what it was, but I just picked up a whole lot of it, you know. So a lot of it's used, but it's stuff that I'm going to use. So I just picked it up, and I'm going to try my hand at that. So that's where I'm at right now. It's probably the furthest I've been on a model in a long time, and hopefully I can get this one done. I'm hoping to get it done in the next couple of weeks because I want to present it at our club meeting, because like I said, I'm embarrassed that I do all the videotaping of our club's models, you know, the guys are presenting and stuff and reviewing, and I haven't presented or reviewed one in a long time. So that's where I'm at on that. The hard thing I'm going to have is trying to replicate the color of the interior, the seats and stuff, because they were like a reddish brown. They were really ugly. It was a butt ugly vehicle, but it served its purpose. It did what it needed to do, move people and cargo around. All right, so that's it for part 2, and stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get, I'll get something else out. All right, Bye now.